Honorable Chair, Chief Guest, Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, distinguished commissioners, excellencies, esteemed colleague, and respected guest. It is my immense pleasure to stand before you and welcome you all today at this pivotal gender inclusion conference of Asia Pacific Human Rights Institutions. We gather here not only as advocates and professionals, but as champions of human rights, united by a shared commitment to ensuring that every individual, regardless of gender, can live with dignity, equality, and freedom. Gender inclusion is not merely a policy. It is our fundamental rights. It speaks to the heart of our shared humanity and underscores the principles upon which all of our human rights work is based. The Asia-Pacific region stands at a pivotal moment on its journey towards gender equality and human rights, with unprecedented opportunities to create lasting positive change. Our collective commitment to fostering inclusive societies where every individual's rights are respected, protected, is stronger than ever before. In Nepal, if you just talk about Nepal, the women's representatives in governance has increased significantly, holding a 40% at the federal and 33% at the federal and 40% at the local level. These achievements reflect our collective dedication to gender equality. I'm proudly wanted to share that within a span of time, Nepal have successfully amended 56 discriminatory legal policies in regard to the gender equality. The National Human Rights Commission of Nepal has played a critical role of these legal reforms. Yet, despite this progress, significant challenges remain. However, in the Asia-Pacific region, including Nepal, the impact of the gender inequality remains deeply entrenched. Women and the gender minorities often face systematic barriers that limit their access to education, healthcare, economic opportunities, and political participation. Women across our region continue to face high rates of gender-based violence, limited access to resources, and deeply entrenched social norms that hinder their full participation in the society. Across the Asia-Pacific region, people are increasingly vulnerable due to the conflicts and due to the deeply rooted gender inequalities. In some countries, shocking human rights violations persist, including lowering the age of marriage at the age of 9. A stark reminder of the urgent need for action. In this context, national human rights institutions must take a proactive role. We must work to strengthen our legal protection, enforce the international human rights standards, and collaborate closely with the civil society to challenge these kind of harmful practices. In this regard, the National Human Rights Commission of Nepal initiated, together with you all, to hold this conference on gender inclusion. The conference aims to enhance the National Human Rights Institution's compliance with the Paris Principles, particularly focusing on the strengthening pluralism through gender inclusion. It also involves evaluating NHRI's progress in implementing the Amman Declaration of 2012, and identifying the intersecting factors that influence gender equality outcomes within these institutions. The conference will examine both internal and external barriers to gender inclusion in NHRI's work. Additionally, it seeks to stimulate discussion on NHRI's role in addressing the interrelated challenge of the climate change and the gender justice. By focusing on these objectives, the conference aims to reinforce NHRI's capacity to promote and protect human rights effectively, with a specific emphasis on gender equality and environmental lens. The paper presentation on pluralism and gender equality and gender baseline assessment of national human rights institutions in the Asia-Pacific region are the key focus area for today. The conference concludes by adopting the Kathmandu Declaration as its outcome document, which serves us as a roadmap for implementing gender mainstreaming strategies and actions within the NHRIs of Asia-Pacific region. The conference is more than just a gathering of experts. It is a catalyst for change. It provides a platform for dialogue, collaboration, and innovation. As we engage in these discussions today, we must remember that our work here has the potential to shape the policies, influence the public opinion, and drive meaningful progress towards gender inclusion. The panels and the sessions, they will take place today and over the days, are engaged and designed to be productive and solution-oriented. They will address critical issues such as intersectionality of gender with other forms of discrimination, particularly in the context of climate change and the impact on the gender equality. I'm confident that each session will provide an opportunity to exchange ideas, share the best practices, and develop actionable strategies that we can take back to our respected institutions. Many of you may have heard about a story of a little girl who was once asked by her teacher, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Without missing a beat, she replied, "I want to be a man," because man doesn't have to be face early marriage, and man have all the kind of a freedom. While we may smile at this innocence of her response, this true story reveals a stark reality. And it reminds us that women's and the minorities' rights are human rights, and these rights must be upheld. Thinking the little girl response, how can we mitigate violence and discrimination often justified in the name of culture and religion, while still respecting our cultural diversity? Let us reaffirm our commitment to the gender inclusion as a core principle of human rights. Let us remember that the work we do today will have a lasting impact for the future generation. Together, we can create a world where human rights is truly universal and where the promote of the gender inclusion is fulfilled. In conclusion, on behalf of the National Human Rights Commission of Nepal, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal for joining us today. Your presence reaffirms the nation's dedications to the gender equality. Once again, I warmly welcome our chief guest, Right Honorable Prime Minister, along with the Honorable Minister, representatives of the government of Nepal, the UN Special Rapporteur on Racism, the members of the diplomatic mission, development partners, chairpersons, and commissioners of national human rights institutions, representatives of the Asia-Pacific Forum, representatives from OSCHR, media, civil society organization, human rights experts, UN agencies, and academicians. We are honored to have you all here. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our international delegates who have traveled all the way from various countries to be here. Your presence underscores the importance of this event. Thank you so much, all of you. And we would also like to acknowledge the vital contributions of APF, UNDP, UNFPA, UN Women, and of course, my colleague of NHRC Nepal, in making this conference in reality. To all our national and international delegates and participants, your expertise and insights will be the instrumental as we work together to advance gender inclusion within NHRIs. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you once again.